All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for The Summer Hikaru Died, Episode 5. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, things are getting bad in the town. There's things ring-style creeping up and
But then
making
getting
themselves known.
exercised or something. So we got people on the case, but then we also have the specialist that's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
What that whole scene was at the end is really kind of up in the air. There's a couple implications that could be had there. But
some things are not implications anymore about the situation in the town and all of that stuff, and why Yoshiki maybe especially can't talk to anybody about all the, feelings and stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yoshiki and Hikaru, though, are allies.
tight.
They're locked in. Hikaru
Leaning
will
on
do
each other.
anything for you. He will protect you. He will be there for you. And I believe him. I believe him 100%.
Yes.
But Tanaka is sniffing and might have
He's on the trail.
deduced that this thing, be it mammoth-sized and scope and power like he was talking about, must have morphed into something else, because there's no way
And it could
everyone could just go about their normal lives and it's here and they wouldn't have noticed.
Right.
So
Fascinating.
But
Okay.
yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Ugh.
No, we don't need anyone to get attacked after bathing. We do not need that.
Nah.
No, and leading underneath the tile. No!
I'm good.
No, please
No.
be a dream. Please be a dream. Fuck. What? No, stop. Please, open the door. Get out of there. No.
Yeah. Nah, I'm good. Nope. I would be screaming the second I saw
before
it
that.
slip under the bathtub there.
Yeah. Masses of hair that are just like any kind of horror involving masses of hair. No.
Nope.
Nope.
I am exactly the same way. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense.
I know what it is for me. When I was a little kid, I had a dream that there were masses of hair that crawled around like spiders, and then one of them forced its way down my throat. And then I woke up, and my throat was burning.
Oh, nasty.
Watching the god goop stuff go out like a tree there, it looks pretty. It looks nice. It looks friendly.
I know what the hair is.
What?
I have a theory.
What?
I have a really good theory.
Okay.
The reason why their parents always fight is because he cheated on his wife with a woman with long, dark hair.
Oh,
and this is a very much a sins of the parents kind of show.
Okay, I like
where
it.
the children are suffering because of the mistakes of the
Yeah.
wig ghost. Oh, it's a wig. Okay. Maybe it's gonna be something else. No, maybe. This character.
Tell.
Yeah,
I do too.
fried chicken. Let's go. Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Nice.
They really overfried it.
Oh, yeah.
Dark matter. Oh. Well, yeah. I mean, that's why you asked.
Right. Okay, that is pretty funny.
Yeah.
触ってみ。
I just want to say you are in a public place.
俺みたいなやつからの干渉に耐性なさすぎ。見ててハラハラすんねん。今日は部活行かなあかんのよ。心の準備が。
Yeah, yeah.
前よりは平気よ。慣れてきたんちゃう？なんや、俺の方に。
Well, he wants to touch you too. Whoa.
今何してん？ちょっと俺の方から触っただけ。
Yeah, he was trying to reciprocate.
Uh-huh.
うすうす思っとったけど、自分が気持ちええからやったんとちゃうの。人が嫌がっとることはあんましたらあかんねんで。
Yeah, boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta ask first.
Right.
わかったよ。本当に嘘はついてやんから。そこは信じとるよ。一応。一応か。
ってのはね、中身があちらに近づいていく。あれの一部になるようなもんや。あちらの世界のもんも引き寄せやすくなる。
Okay. Yeah, because it looked like it was reaching for his brain.
Right.
薬剤好きなの入れていいから。
No.
カツラの。
Yeah, yeah. Listen to what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
What is it, boy?
ボス、いろいろと手は考えているので。
Yeah, I'm the specialist. Let me be my weird special self. Yeah.
こんなもんで何ができる？ちゃんと切れますよ。
Yeah.
人は切れませんけどね。立たないので。探してもらおうと思います。
Okay.
Oh, he's got skills.
Damn.
What a legend.
カオルに散々やらされた。
Oh,
でもできるやん。
you're just the
That's
helpful big brother. Yeah.
なければ完璧やな。褒めすぎやし。今の褒めか。ネクラやない陽キャのヨシキ、想像つかんな。親子のヨシキになるんかな。毎日8時間。お前らしょうもな。
Oh.
なんで
Her
欲しかっ
growth
た？
product.
女
Oh.
子とかにあげるんか？
Well, that's important.
まさかね、自分用やし。わかりやす。
So what's her name?
Yep.
あのお化け。せやねん、妹がなんかクソ量多くて明らかに抜け毛ちゃうてめちゃくちゃアグレッシブなんやって。さあ、じゃあこの後お前んちの風呂行くわ。俺はいかんよ。この後用事あるし。
Yeah, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking and touching
Yep.
some glob of, woman's hair or anything.
Right.
何ってなんやろな。汚れ、汚れ的な。
Oh.
ならずたまるんよ。汚れ。
Hmm.
わざわざ俺んちに。
Oh.
Hey.
ヨシキがあっちのやつらにとって魅力的なんや。ありがとう。ようわからん。なんもや。ただいま。
This angle.
Oh, and she doesn't go to school. I hope she's still okay.
Yeah, Dutch angle and everything, yeah.
いや、なんでヨシキにまで。一体また潰して入れるよ。大丈夫なんか。俺が守るから。
Yeah. Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Too late.
ヒカル。おい、ヒカル、大丈夫か。
Is that how he has to fight it? Oh shit!
Oh, nasty.
Okay.
No,
all right.
thank you.
I was
I
like,
don't
if that's
need
the end of the
3D
episode, so help
hair.
me God.
うちに入ってくる
Whoa.
What?
はどうするんや
Oh, these are all the nasty things people have said about him.
Yeah.
The brains. Yeah. Wow.
よしけ
Oh.
んだバカ
こいつは昔ヒカルと世話をした
Oh.
カタロ死んだんよしきのせいや
こういうのは仕方ないことやったんや
いいわけすんなや
あん時エサのこと忘れとったやろ
でも今日の当番はお前や
でも一回だけや
その間に死んどるんや
その度に俺があげてたけどない
い加減認めろやアホずっといいよよ
Oh. Okay.
じゃあなんで死ぬこの前まで元気あったのに変なもん食わせてたよだから死んだんやないのでも育児なしやな
Oh. Their first fight. Yeah. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
Fuck.
Okay, it's possessing him, yeah. Yeah. Whoa! Oh, that was trippy.
盾にしてやがる
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, he's gonna have to go inside Yoshiki in order to
oh,
get it out.
just like that. Just like that. That thing dipped out so fast. Shit.
よかった
That's a bite mark.
何して
Gotta purge that shit.
ヒカル
He was able to just run.
血出とる
Yeah, you're gonna need to figure out some way to bandage that up. Bites can get really infected really quick.
Oh, sure.
そもそも俺が一回逃がしたんが悪いしお前にちょっと体勢ついとって助かった
That was me resisting it.
沈める手の感覚だけ覚えとって頭から離れん俺はいつかまた
Oh.
こいつを手にかけるんちゃうかお前なんでそこまでなんでかなとっさに動いてしまうからもう切り替えようカエルでも捕まえに行くか田舎草田舎嫌いやなただ俺の居場所やないって思うだけお前は何でもかんでも楽しいんやろ
About. Yeah.
ヒカルくん夕飯食ってく
食べたい
あるむっちゃ食うからな
屋敷の身長今に越すで
Yeah. My brother is so tall.
俺や母さんに襲いかかっとったら
Mm-hmm.
なあ屋敷はもう育たんでええやろ屋敷の分食うてええはまだまだ育つわ
Yeah, what are you talking about?
成長痛で毎晩足がミシミシいっとるからな兄ちゃんそのうち3メーターくらい
3 meters!
いやいや
人間ですらないけど
Mom's like, I will not let you spread misinformation to my daughter.
人として暮らしていける可能性や
Yeah, maybe.
ハンバーグそうやな
Ah. Wow.
Okay. I'm just so glad that Karu's okay. I was worried that it was gonna be something of like, yeah.
And this might be just something where it's like, no, because the big dog is not there, now all the horrible ununionized
right.
shit going on at the factory for the hair products is like,
It's our time.
yeah,
We've
yeah,
been waiting for this.
yeah.
Because that is something that feels like it could theoretically be caused as a result of things happening far outside the town. Like maybe the factory for the hair products is like in the town.
Another end credit scene.
No way. What do we got this time?
Huh?
What?
ここです
Ha!
まだこの下にいるみてえだな
Oh shit.
Oh!
こいつは猟犬っすよ
Yeah!
ここにいるやつにあれ
Guess so!
Okay.
大抜き様だったかあれを追わせるんすという汚れはあれに寄っていくはずなんで
Gotcha.
Oh!
So you disrupt something that was at rest that will then be attracted to the most powerful source. Cool. You follow it.
That's really smart. But that actually is a good bit of world building, too. Because it's not that...
村を壊すんではないかと俺はどこかでそれを望ん
Oh
で
shit. That's a good line.
That was a really good line. Okay, all right. This
right.
episode had us dealing with our first proper yokai, basically. And it's something that's attracted to most likely Hikaru or Nonuki-sama, or
Right,
what have
right.
you. Or now, because of the mark that was left on Yoshiki, it's also,
Right.
by extension, attracted to
Yep.
Yoshiki.
And I like the idea that it didn't actually go after Yoshiki originally.
Yeah.
It feels very similar to like the I smell that you've got the big kahuna on you. So I don't want to go near you. Well, I don't want to go to you. I want to go near you. That way I can like mulch off of some of the stuff around you, or something like that.
It felt
right?
very much like hey, the weather outside is frightful, and inside here seems so delightful.
Right.
So I'm just going to, just make my
Cozy
new
up.
residence here, cozy
Yeah,
up, and there'll be a general net benefit for me doing that.
Right.
And then obviously, it can't help but show itself. Because it doesn't have that kind of like a capability to hide. Or
Sure.
To
Yeah, and maybe the
maybe
reason
its hiding is the wig. Actually,
Well,
that's the
sure, and maybe the reason that Yoshiki didn't end up seeing it is because he uses a different hair product than his sister, and his sister uses the hair product that helped form this thing or something. And
I mean,
I
our
don't know.
random NPC dialogue did tell us that there's problems at the hair products factory,
and it happened specifically when she took a bath and everything. So like,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was weird because the yokai itself felt so arbitrary in the
It was, yeah.
There's a yokai. Okay, cool.
I think it's more just to hammer down that the town is going to start having these things happen
Right.
more often.
Yeah, exactly. But the idea that basically it was at least smart enough to realize that it can use Yoshiki, and that will make it more difficult for Hikaru to deal with. He was still able to deal with it. Awesome. Cool.
Right. We
yeah.
don't know if Hikaru was in a good place because he was underneath the water in a bathtub. But
Right.
that could have been him fighting the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But it also could have been him losing to the thing as well.
Yep.
It's tough to say because in a weird way, I get the vibe that Hikaru cannot do anything. Like he is not a god.
Right.
So he does have to actually
Yeah.
follow like a pretty generic rules of engagement that all the other spirits or yokais have to do. He just happens to be stronger, but he could
Right.
get jumped,
Well, and that's the thing where I feel like this was an important distinction to show because our introduction to Hikaru dealing with the yokai stuff is the one in the woods, and he just sort of munch, like instantly it's over, and he's just like, I ate it,
Yeah.
no worries. I was able to do it in front of other people, and they didn't even realize it, right?
Right.
Whereas in this one, it's no, I've been waiting outside the bathroom for a long time. What's going on? Right? Like that kind of a thing. So, okay.
Yeah, maybe there was some kind of mental battle that was going on, some kind of psychic,
Right.
battle that was going on, and that's why the thing that Yoshiki tapped into flashed him into a memory of him and Hikaru because they became like psychically linked in that moment. And that was basically the battle that was going on, and there's something tied to this spirit thing or what have you that's old. And I mean, this is all very loose speculation, but
Yep.
it's just something where I don't think we're meant to read necessarily as deep into the specifics of the yokai itself. It's a very classic thing that humans are afraid of.
Right. The thing that I want to bring up is that that was in conjunction with the "Hey, do you want to feel inside me again?" that we got in this episode.
The same brain connection,
Yeah.
flashlight, and all
Right,
that
and
stuff, yeah.
you know, the Hikaru stuff, right, reaching towards Yoshiki's brain and him
Yes.
freaking out and, you know, being like, oh, I can tell on some instinctual level this is bad, I need to get away, this is scaring me or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
so
some
that
very
happens.
obvious symbolism involved here with regards
Sure.
to this being a follow-up on their first act of intimacy together.
Right.
To then it being more comfortable to where then when you have intimacy with somebody, there's a bit of an awkward spot that you can be in where if you're not super comfortable with this, how do you take things to another level? Well, communication first and
Right.
foremost, of course, but figuring out the way to communicate that can be challenging, difficult.
yeah.
It can be uncomfortable, tricky, and also you can be just nervous about like, well, maybe I'll just like dip my toe in and see if they like it. If they don't, if they give me
Right.
a nonverbal response of some kind that makes me go, oh, okay, I'll keep going. And this is kind of that. They were
Right.
They were experimenting. They were having fun, and yet Yoshiki was not ready for that level of reciprocity.
And with regards to the, you know, it being a moment of intimacy between
Yeah.
them, cool. I think it's very straightforward and, you know, like all the stuff that you're saying, right?
Yeah.
With the idea of the granted stuff that we probably need to take with a grain of salt because it, you know, came from a local in this town.
Yes.
The idea of like, oh, it, you know, like glomping onto you and leaving a part of itself with you and all that stuff, or it taking you into itself and, you know, that whole thing.
Mixing.
Right, the mixing.
Yeah.
That feels like what mechanically, not, you know, in the metaphorical or emotional sense, but in the supernatural mechanic sense, that was what was
That was what was
about to
happening.
happen, right?
Yeah.
And Yoshiki's like, hey, don't do that. So Hikaru stops. Cool. Awesome. Great.
I love that Hikaru stopped immediately.
Yep.
Like-
The thing that makes me curious or suspicious or whatever, shall we say, is that then in the same episode where that happened,
Yes.
oh, hey, we have a situation where in order to, you know, stop a very dangerous circumstance, you know, like, and you know, make everything safe again, Hikaru has to do kind of the very thing that
Yeah.
Yoshiki didn't want him to do
Yeah.
earlier,
Yeah.
right? You know, and granted, I get it. Mechanically, it works. The thing is possessing him, and so you have to reach into him in order to push the other thing out, right?
Yes.
Awesome. But also, you know,
also-
that's just one of those things where I'm like, okay,
Do you want me to bring up something else though that I feel like is kind of
go for it.
tied to the past that I think this is relevant to bring up is that
Okay.
Yoshiki was at the mercy of Hikaru at a point in the past, and that was when he passed out in front of Hikaru's corpse, which was already faux Hikaru at that point, just repairing the body. Then there was an
Right.
indeterminate amount of time where he was not
Yeah.
conscious. I'm guessing that at the very least, faux Hikaru could have mixed as much as he wanted with Yoshiki at that point in time.
Oh, sure. Or at the very least, you know, that could be the, oh, great, this is the first human contact that I had while inhabiting this host and I'm repairing it. And so there's an element of like familiarity, recognition, you know, whatever, you know, like,
Well, that we already have an explanation for that. He literally was begging anybody or what have you, or whatever this thing was, just stay by his side, stay by his
Right.
side. Basically
Yep.
giving a final death command
yep.
that must be respected probably under some
Oh, sure.
supernatural rules or what have
Yeah,
you.
or just you're inhabiting the body and you brought it back to life or whatever, but that was literally the last thing it was trying to do, and
Right,
so,
so you're-
that sticks around.
That
you
sticks
know?
around, right,
Yeah.
right. And so both of those, I think, cover that. But I'm just bringing up the idea that I think we can absolutely trust Hikaru with Yoshiki's body from like a connection standpoint. In
Okay.
that there was a point where things were it was way more vulnerable. And if this thing was puppeting Hikaru for the purpose of spreading itself or doing any kind of puppeteering control or leaving
Sure.
some aspect of itself inside for the purpose of just, I this is what I want to
Yeah,
mix
yeah,
with
yeah.
everything. I think it would already happened at this point.
Uh,
And so I think what this is to bring up the point that we can bring up that mixing is a thing mechanically, but it's more with regards to the idea that these other spirits will mix with Hikaru.
sure.
And that's because, like Tanaka was saying, things can like stick
Yeah.
to him.
So here's my theory with regards to why it hasn't happened yet. I think that it was something that, you know, Nonoki-sama or whatever did attempt to do when Yoshiki found the body, and I think that's what the distortion was that happened before he lost memory. Because just because he blacked out does not mean that he lost consciousness.
That's true.
Right?
That's
It's
very possible.
You know, you
Very
lose
possible.
awareness, your mind blocks out the memory or whatever. Hell, maybe he already got attached in some way, and so it's, you know,
Yeah,
that
it's possible.
element of itself wanting to conceal what happened. You know, who knows, right? But there's an element of where when Hikaru is touching Yoshiki back on the surface, cool. At the start, all right, yeah, you know, experimenting, all that stuff. But then there comes that point where it almost like the you get the red glow in the eyes, where it's almost like it feels like it's shifting away from the Hikaru that we know into more of the Nonoki-sama, where it's the instincts are taking over, and it's the, oh cool, here is a willing host or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
but
I'm going to do the thing that I do.
But that's the thing that's so weird is that I don't think that Hikaru would do that with Yoshiki when he has all the people in the town that he wants to have access to that he could do this to. And instead, the one time we saw Nonaki do something more dramatic in that regard was killing the old lady. And that's
Masura-san?
yeah,
Yeah.
not spreading or mixing. Just
killing.
Just killing.
Yep.
So again, this might be something where we are. It is very important for us to understand that Nonaki and Hikaru are kind of the same right now. But this is all underneath the context that the Indo family does this. Like, this is not necessarily outside the bounds of what the Indo family was doing for generations anyway. I think that this is not the right way that this was done.
Right.
But the idea was that Hikaru was sent up the mountain.
Well, and Hikaru understood at least enough to invoke Nonaki and be like, hey, you know, let's make a little bargain here before I die, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so even if that's not what has been done over the last 300 years,
Right.
But Hikaru at least, you know, had that conceptually in his brain as an option.
Right. He had an understanding of a relationship with Nonaki, not in the literal, like, you will join with me, but the idea of making... Yeah, there was some kind of deals going on. There was some kind of a back and forth.
And I guess where my mind goes with this is that because we are still keeping the horror elements of this show, even while we're going more into the relational side of things, right? Where my mind would expect these horror elements to go if it was strictly horror, not dealing with the, you know, trusting Hikaru that stuff won't happen, all that stuff, is that it would be the, oh, I was told to keep you by my side or stay by your side or whatever. And so I'm going to fuse us as, you know, entities together into one hive mind, whatever. Aren't you happy now, right?
Yeah,
you know,
I think that part, though, has to do more with the idea that Nonaki is very, very dormant, like, for the most part. This is basically Hikaru we're dealing with here. So either Nonaki is doing Hikaru a solid and is basically like, I'm not engaging memory override protocols. I'm letting you have the full reins of everything. You thus have powers. You have basically a spirit being inside you that gives you superpowers.
right. And
Thus, you might also be sometimes not as good at using them when it's not like, you'll have instincts with regards to this.
sure. And
But I'm not going to give you all the memories of this so that you can then be like, yo, Yoshiki, I know way more than you could ever imagine.
Right, and there could be the whole thing of like, oh, you know, as a result of how Yoshiki has responded to Hikaru, right, this new Hikaru, that it's the, oh, right, I have to keep the Nonoki side of me under wraps to a pretty solid extent in order to make sure that this whole process, can continue.
Yeah, that doesn't help your
smoothly.
mimicry side of
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
if
exactly,
Yoshiki
right.
just panics because you tell him the secrets of the last few centuries or what
Right,
have
right,
you.
right, exactly.
That doesn't help in any way.
But
yeah.
maybe it's something where it's a little harder to keep that under wraps when you're actively pulling the Nonuki stuff out.
Sure. Yeah. But our boys have gone through an ordeal together, which means they're going to be even closer after this.
That's
because
right.
They also faced from Yoshiki's perspective, which I really liked how they shifted perspective with this here. Yoshiki starts off as the grown up, kind of looking back in this whole thing and kind of saying maybe what he always wanted to say in this moment. But then it almost feels like it shifts when he then goes back down to a little boy. And then when the fight starts, we're no longer in Yoshiki's perspective. We're in Hikaru's perspective of being like, oh shit, like, oh god, I gotta save you. Like,
yeah, it very much feels like it's the ghost was like, okay, what's a memory that you have where you actually wanted to be violent against this person that you're seeing here?
I will use that.
I'll use that, and I'll make you relive that and stuff to activate that part of your brain that would do anything like this.
It's kind of fun because what I love about stories with a character relationship conflict as the core theme of the story, and I'm meaning not like that's most stories, but I'm talking like these two characters have something between the two of them that they must resolve. No other parties involved at all. It's just these two.
Right, yeah, usually that'd be the kind of things... Well, I mean, it is a romance plot.
It's a romance plot.
For this show.
It's a romance plot. But the idea that something could come in and go, you guys shouldn't be together. Look at the evidence as to why you should not be together. That's kind of thematically what this spirit ghost thing did, was it's another voice, basically, that took... First hit on the fears and insecurities of Yoshiki.
Sure.
And all the brains that were then talking, all the people being like, oh, yes, you should do this. Oh, you should marry my oldest. And, and it's like, that gets you rattled and unsettled. And it's basically searching through all the insecurities. And it's like, what's more personal? I found it.
There we go. Yeah.
And the idea that actually, in a lot of ways, that fight probably brought them closer together than ever. And the idea that on the surface it looks like a really nasty fight because in the moment, yes, he did want to harm Hikaru, and that's what the ghost needed. But in some ways, I like that it's a parallel potentially for what this fight was because, again, if we're going to look at it from like the fights and stuff like this that are resolved well can lead to better connection afterwards. Obviously, don't do this just for the sake of doing this. You still want to do the after parts well, and that can be fucked up if you don't do it right. Basically, Hikaru was able to then expel this thing from within Yoshiki in a way that showed respect for the space.
Yeah.
As far as we can see.
Yes.
And so it feels like a...
The parallel is there between the two scenes and how they resolved, and we can probably have a degree of certainty, I feel like, that with the past scene, that it probably was early on in their friendship, and that did bring them a lot closer together, because the kinds of things that Hikaru was doing to try and, like, shift the blame off of himself and weasel out of something, yes, he's a kid, kids will do that and all that good stuff, but I think it also goes to show that, like, they aren't really that close yet. Like there's that element.
Well, they've been
of, like,
together for a while in terms of
yeah.
hanging out. Like they have a bird together that they're
exactly.
taking care of. You know?
But that element of like when you're a young kid and you have friends that are your friends just because they're there and you can play together and whatever, run around outside and all that stuff. Versus like as you grow up and it becomes more of an intentional thing, you start
your
to actually
choice,
your choice. You're deciding who your friends are going to be and everything. And so something like this where it's the okay, that's how conflict is. All right, okay, cool. We understand each other a bit better now. You really don't like taking blame for things, Hikaru. Right? Like you suck at that.
Yeah.
Like
in a lot of ways, it showed the way that Hikaru was freaking out about oh no, I might have killed this bird. But
I have to.
But you were the last one to do it, and it's so like, bro,
I don't
no,
want it
let's
to have been me.
commiserate over the fact that
Crowley's dead.
We both weren't ready probably for a bird.
Yep.
Now, we don't need to debate as to who was less ready, but
It was Hikaru.
It was Hikaru,
Yeah.
but clearly you're hurt here. Mm-hmm. I don't like that Crowley is dead here. I love the Crowley interpretation of things because obviously the name is Crowley. It's a very popular name for.
But they were definitely saying
they were
Crowley.
thinking Crowley exactly. Yeah. But oh babies, like do you remember like when we were little and we had a little bird? Oh my gosh, Crowley. Well, yeah, he fucking died. It's like, yeah, you definitely didn't feed him enough. Okay, don't start that again.
Yeah.
It's like
I will say there is a definite possible parallel between Crowley dying and the it's a living thing, there's nothing you could do, and potential ominous portents for the show in the future. I was really worried that it was going to be something of, oh, you're thinking about Crowley and how Crowley died and you couldn't do anything about it? Guess what? Your sister's dead. Because she was, home alone with a ghost that nobody believed existed, right? And maybe she didn't have to take a bath. She had to just use the toilet, right? And that was close enough to the tub area, right? And then...
I genuinely do think that if she had gotten into the tub, she would have died. Probably.
Yep, same.
Because the thing showing itself was just probably its own eagerness. Getting over itself. Yeah. But yeah, in a lot of ways, this is, in my opinion, like, weird to say, this show is so fucking peak that in a weird way, this
feels weird to have something like this.
Well, no, this feels like the worst episode in a series of 10 out of 10 episodes.
Well, right, because it's the most like, hey, we're going to have a
yokai of the week episode,
right, exactly.
And it's like, hey, that's great. We had some great relationship stuff on the side, so it's fine.
I totally agree with the decision to have a yokai of the week episode right here. I think it fits well.
It fits well, yes.
That being said, it's still one of those things of like, oh, okay.
Cool, we did that. Nice. All right. Let's move on let's talk about what this conflict means for the greater story and the general conflict of what's going on here, which then they give us an amazing end of credit scene with Tanaka being like, hey, I'm gonna put some blood in the water to get things moving.
I'm going
to see what comes to feed.
I'm going to agitate and then maybe give something that a local spirit wants, trash its shrine or whatever, and then when it's pissed off, cool, it'll seek the most warm location in the town. I
love the little mouse or shrew or whatever that is, just being the little, like...
It's a space hamster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Boo. I love the idea of, like, nah, it's a tracker. It's gonna find them. And it's like, what is it, boy?
Oh, gotcha. Right. So that the hamster follows the spirit that they just disturbed. Right. And then the spirit goes to, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Yes.
Yeah. I just personally love that because this guy feels like I'm just gonna say it. He feels to me, this guy feels like Denji from Chainsaw Man, but 20 years older. And he's just like yada yada. Like I've been through some shit. Oh my god, let me tell you about Makima. Like amazing ass, the greatest ass ever. No, I'm just kidding. Like just having this like new life here where he's solving stupid problems for people.
He just goes up to Yoshiki. He's like, Yoshiki, I get it, but hot does not fix toxic.
Right, exactly. But the idea that has also a little animal friend that like, and then just an absolute just trash panda of a guy. I love him.
Yeah, the idea that it's like, oh, this katana, its blade is all notched and stuff. You won't cut shit with this. Well, apparently it'll cut spirits or yokai or whatever. Just
fucking
fine.
Stupid. Do you think I'm here to cut you with this? Like,
I'd use this.
Oh, hey, another like small little thing here. The guy wants the town destroyed, maybe. This sword is useless. Wait, hold on. Do you expect me to kill any people that were impure here? Wait a minute. Hold on. Pause. Hold on. Sir. I think you need to go home. This might be no longer your...
I feel like we might have just stumbled into a Hellsing Ultimate Abridged where it's like yes, we have all the people here for the crusade, and then, wait, who are they?
Who are they? Yeah. Howdy!
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I feel like that was like the biggest like Freudian slip of the guy being like, I expected this sword to be something that could kill a man. What? Why would I? I'm a spirit specialist. I'm Reagan Arataka, basically. Like what? Why would I hurt a human being? Oh, I don't know.
Humans, it's just,
you need something you have to work through, sir. Like, what's going on? You had this weird glint in your eye when I said.
I mean, to be fair, I get it. If you think a yokai is gonna show up, it'll probably have some kind of physical something or other to it.
Why would you think that? What would you think that? Do you have experience fighting off physical yokai?
Nah.
This person is clearly possessed by a yokai, and I start beating them with sticks.
Oh, hey, they stopped moving.
Hey, the yokai's gone. Clearly,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that moment to me was very much he's a stupid character and he's bringing this up because he's scared, and then the guy clearly goes, this isn't for people, which to us is like, cool, exposition mixed within this. But to me, I like to read 2 levels into this where I'm like, bro, you got some problems. Because he then later in the very same scene is like, maybe I
in some ways I wanted to, yeah.
And that's where I'm like,
I mean, I'd say, no, I think that is one of the sanest thoughts that man has had.
Which one?
Maybe I want it to burn this town down. Because I think there's so much bad shit in this town that's the part of him that he doesn't let talk about in the open. Not because it's a bad thing that other people might hear about, but because there's a bunch of other bad people here that, would not put up with that kind of dissent, right?
Maybe.
And so it's but he knows that, like, oh man, this place is kind of fucked, but like it's the only place I know, it's home, it's whatever.
Sure.
All the people I love are here.
Didn't you get the vibe a little bit though that he had like almost like a little bit of
what?
Like, so he has this scared look.
Right.
And then he says deep down, maybe I want him to. Like, I don't know what this expression is other than like...
I would say
maybe a little bit of nervousness, shame.
No, yeah. I think it's shame and regret and that amount. And of course, I'm probably projecting to some degree because, thankfully, I am not like the people of this town that, maintain all of this crazy cult stuff. But I imagine if I were to be in a situation like that, there would be that part of me that I wouldn't be able to keep quiet. Even if I pushed it down, it'd still be like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Right? And so that's the part of him that's like, oh yeah, I'll come in and just this guy, oh, what are you doing? All this stuff. But then I'm like, no, wait, this is the baggage. This is the skeletons in the closet. This is the wound that has festered for a long time that I knew was there. It's the one random dish that you hid under your bed rather than cleaning it, right? And then you're like, it stinks down there, like. Yeah.
But all right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel, see if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.